This is something so personal to us that we've never shared about before on here. Hi, I'm Lars.
And I'm Josh, and welcome to our YouTube channel.
So we finally decided to make a video sharing about our fertility journey. This is something so personal to us that we've never shared about before on here, but we felt the need to share about this.
We really wanted to make this video to help people that may be struggling or going through infertility, and just to share what we wish we would have known when we were going through the thick of it.
Something crazy that I learned is that 1 in 4 couples go through miscarriage, and 1 in 6 couples struggle to conceive, but it's just not talked about enough. And so that's why we finally decided to share our unfiltered story in hopes of helping other couples going through something similar, and just to spread awareness about this topic that's just like not talked about.
In 2017, we began the journey to start our family, but what we didn't know was how much of a journey it was going to be.
We went through over 2 years of struggling to get pregnant and miscarriage, and I actually made another video talking about going through a miscarriage. I'll link it here if you want to watch it. But looking back, there is so much I wish I would have known.
One of the biggest things we wish we would have known is that sometimes getting pregnant is not easy at all. In society and in learning about sex education during high school, a lot of people made it seem like anytime you have sex, you're gonna get pregnant, but we quickly found out that that's not the case.
Yeah, I feel like we spent so many years when we were first married, like doing everything we could to not get pregnant, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, it is so hard to get pregnant and to stay pregnant. And I feel like there's this huge misconception in society that it's just like anytime you have sex you'll get pregnant. And so I kind of wish that would be something that would change. I feel like they need to teach more about infertility and like just the process of getting pregnant. Even if you're like perfectly fertile, it's totally normal to take like 6 months to 8 months, I think, even just not having any issues. I learned that with women, once you're in your 30s, your fertility starts to decrease, and since I'm about to be 30, now's the time to have kids. Another crazy thing is that there really are only 1 to 2 days a month that you have good odds getting pregnant, and I kind of thought it could be like any time. So I just feel like there's so much that needs to be taught and needs to change in society surrounding the topic of getting pregnant and fertility.
We struggled to get pregnant for about 2 years before we decided it was time to get fertility testing done.
I literally got every fertility test done that exists for women by the end of it. Okay, I just realized that I totally forgot to share all of the things that we did to try and get pregnant in the 2.5 years that we were trying to conceive before we got our fertility testing done. The question, what helped you get pregnant after so many years of trying, is a super common question I get, so I figured I should address it. So I think the very first year when we were trying to get pregnant was like super low stress, no pressure, just like it'll happen when it happens. And I kind of just thought, oh, it's just gonna happen when the timing's right, like don't stress about it. And then it was a year, went by, didn't happen. That didn't work. And then I decided to go the natural route and started looking into things, and I tried acupuncture because I heard so many great success stories, but didn't have any success with it. And then I went to my OBGYN and she put me on Clomid. So I tried 3 rounds of Clomid and no success there. All 3 rounds failed, and I honestly didn't really like being on Clomid. I felt like it really messed with my hormones, so I didn't have like the best experience with that. But I know so many people, including my mom, have gotten pregnant on Clomid, so I think it's a great option for other people. So during that time was when Josh and I decided to get a bunch of fertility testing done. We learned about male factor fertility, which Josh talks about later on in the video, and we learned that ovulation wasn't an issue, and so Clomid was kind of pointless, so we stopped that. So we exhausted all measures naturally and medically, and what was next on our list was IUI or IVF. So we were about to go in that direction with fertility treatments when we found out we got pregnant naturally with Crew, and it was such a blessing. So yeah, that's kind of a condensed version of everything that we tried in those 2.5 years. Now on to talking about female fertility testing. The tests I got done cost thousands of dollars, and in the end I didn't have any negative results from my tests. I'm so excited to partner with Modern Fertility and help educate and spread awareness for women that there is a better option out there. Modern Fertility is at-home fertility testing for women that you can do in the comfort of your own home. Modern Fertility gives you a window into your egg count, your expected reproductive timeline, your thyroid health, a detailed breakdown into your hormone levels and other key fertility factors, and so it's such a powerful test. I so wish I would have known about this years and years ago because I for sure would have done it.
It's so simple and cost effective. I really wish we would have had this years ago when we were starting this journey of having kids.
Yeah, I would have 100% done this. It's only $159, but with my link down below, you can get $20 off. Plus, you can use your FSA or HSA. Okay, so this is what the hormone home test kit looks like. So you want to register your account immediately with this card. It will ask you a bunch of questions to get to know you and make sure it's accurately testing you. And everything you need to collect your sample is right in here. So I'm going to take the Modern Fertility test, but I have to wait until day 3 of my missed period. And I'm supposed to start my period here in a few days, so I'll be taking this soon. And I'm super curious what it's going to say. The reason why I'm so excited to take this test is because it's been 4 years since I got fertility testing done. We want to have more kids, and I've always dreamed of having a big family, and I really want to know if anything has changed since I got fertility testing done, and especially because I'm turning 30 in a month, I just really want to be in the know of what's going on in my body. I really like to be aware and in tune with my body, so for me, knowledge is power. So yeah, I really wanted to share about Modern Fertility because it's something I feel like all women who want to have kids deserve to know about. So don't forget to click the link below for $20 off of Modern Fertility, and let me know if you're interested in me sharing my results.
One thing I wish I would have known more about is that the male fertility is just as important as the women fertility. I think sometimes in society it's really easy to think that if something's going wrong, it's probably on the woman, but it's actually 50-50, and a lot of times it's the man's fertility that might have some kind of issue.
Like society says that partly because women are the ones that carry the baby and give birth, but actually like male infertility is just as common as female infertility, so it's really important to look into both. In all the trying to conceive support groups I was in when we were struggling to get pregnant, a common feeling was that so many infertility doctors focus on the female's fertility and testing her fertility first, which is usually very expensive, like thousands of dollars, when testing a male's infertility first is pretty cheap for us. I think it was like $50, and it's a super simple test. It's nice that you just have one thing to test instead of so many invasive tests for women.
One thing we learned when I did a semen analysis is that I have low morphology, which the doctor was basically saying that instead of about a 20% chance of conceiving every time, it's more of like a 5% chance. So some of the things I did to hopefully help that was take supplements and cold showers as well. They said that if you're in the hot tub for a long period of time or take really hot showers, it can hurt your sperm. So just trying to do everything I can to make sure that we're ready to make a family. When we think about having our future kids, knowing our fertility journey makes things feel a little uncertain because we know it took a long time to have Crew, and then having Indy was really quick, so it's just unknown how it's going to be in the future.
But I'm so glad that we know what we do now about fertility and the realities of starting a family, that it's not always super easy. And I think just knowing that saves us from a bit of disappointment, and it's just good to feel prepared. This little cutie just woke up from his nap, so I better go nurse him. But just wanted to say that we feel so grateful to have these two little boys, and if you're struggling or going through infertility, just know that you are not alone, and our hearts are with you because we've been there.
If you have any more questions about our fertility journey, please ask them in the comments down below, and we will do our best to answer them. Also, if this video was helpful, if you could like and subscribe, that would help out our channel so much, and we will see you on the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye.